Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video of this linear inequations, our ongoing chapter. Now in this video we will discuss one numerical problem of linear inequations. Now what is the question given? The question given is find three smallest consecutive whole numbers such that the difference between 1/4 of the largest and 1/5 of the smallest is at least 3. Now what does it mean? Now it means need to find three consecutive whole numbers. This is an important line that gives some information about what to do. So consecutive whole numbers mean what? Whole numbers are what? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So between any two whole numbers, what is the difference? 1, isn't it? 0, 1, 2, 3. So difference is 1, 1, 1, isn't it? If consecutive means the next to next and next. So if we are asked about three smallest consecutive whole numbers, leave the word smallest as of now. It will be used at the time of declaring the answer. Now just think about consecutive whole numbers. So let the consecutive whole numbers be what? If 1 is x, then the next will be x plus 1 and the third will be x plus 2. Isn't it? If 1 is x, then x plus 1, x plus 2. Suppose if it would have been 0, then 0, 1, 2. Okay. So consecutive whole numbers. Now obviously of all these three, x will be the smallest and x plus 2 will be the largest. Now what is asked? Such that the difference between 1/4 of the largest, 1/4 of the largest means, now according to question, 1/4 of the largest means x plus 2 divided by 4, 1/4 of the largest, and 1/5 of the smallest, difference. Okay, difference of 1/4 of the largest and 1/5 of the smallest. Now 1/5 of the smallest means x minus x by 5. Okay, is at least 3. Now at least 3. At least 3 means this difference, the answer should be minimum 3. Okay, now it may be more than that, but at least 3, isn't it? What we generally speak in our language, that is at least 3 means minimum it should be 3. More than that it could be anything, but minimum 3 should be the answer. So greater than 3, greater than equals to 3. This is for minimum value and this is more than that. It may happen. Now on solving, what we will getting is 5x plus 10 minus 4x greater than equals to 3. Now that implies x plus 10 greater than equals to 60. That implies x greater than equals to 50. Now this word smallest comes into picture. Now we have been asked find three smallest consecutive whole numbers. So if x is greater than equals to 50, then what is the minimum possible value of x? The minimum possible value of x is what? If x equals to 50, x cannot be 49.5. Actually it cannot be 49.5 either way, because we have been asked about whole numbers. 49.5 is not a whole number, so 49.5 could not have been the answer either way. Now x equals to 50 is the smallest possible value. So for the smallest consecutive whole numbers, first will be 50, then next is what? X plus 1, that is 51, and the third number will be x plus 2, that is 52, isn't it? So this is how we solve these linear inequation numerical problems. Now suppose if we have been asked about smallest is at most 3. Now if it would have been given at most 3 means maximum the possible value should have been 3. So if it would have been at most 3, then instead of this greater than equals to, we would have used less than equals to, means maximum 3 means don't exceed 3, pull back, less than 3, but it may be equals to 3 at max, isn't it? At most 3. So likewise we give the inequation sign. Okay, now one more topic I will be discussing in this video. That is the topic given is 4.7. Now let us discuss that. Now what is given in the 4.7, that is by the end of the chapter you will be getting this. Okay, we know that suppose there are two numbers, x and y. Okay, now if suppose we multiply these two, x into y, and now what can happen? X into y could be greater than 0. Suppose x and y could be less than 0. I am excluding the part x equals to 0. I mean to say x into y equals to 0. I am excluding that. Now let us discuss about this first. Now if x into y is greater than 0, then the product of any two numbers can be greater than 0 when? When either x or y both are positive, or x and y both are negative, isn't it? I mean to say if x is negative and y is also negative, then the product of this will be what? Product is positive, isn't it? Minus into minus will be positive. Or this could be the first case. Now second case could be x is positive and y is also positive. Then this product again can be positive, isn't it? So these two are the possible ways how it can be x into y can be greater than 0. Okay. Now if we come on to x into y less than 0, this can only happen if either x or y is negative. One of the two must be negative, then only the product can be negative. Means what? Either x or y. Only one of the two is negative. Means if x is negative, then y must be positive, and if x is positive, then y must be negative. Okay, vice versa. So obviously minus 2 into 3 is minus 6, or you say 2 into minus 3 is also minus 6. Both are negative. But if you say minus 2 into minus 3, it will be obviously positive 6, isn't it? So that's the case here we have got. X into y is positive. This is the case. If both are negative, then also the product will be positive. And if one of the two is negative, then we will getting less than 0 in the product. That is negative product. Now, how to use this? Obviously this was out of our own common sense also, but now how to use it in linear inequations? Suppose we have been given x minus 3 into x plus 5 less than 0. Okay, now you need to say your answers, means what are the values of x possible. Now if this is less than 0, obviously it means what? Either this is negative or this is negative, isn't it? Now suppose if I say x minus 3 is greater than 0, that is x minus 3 is positive, and obviously and because both these conditions needs to be true at the very same time, so and x plus 5 is less than 0, isn't it? This must be negative, then if this is positive, then this must be negative, so that the overall inequation is negative, less than 0, isn't it? So we have got and if this happens, then this must happen for this to happen. So if here what you get, x is greater than 3 and x is less than minus 5. Now if you see what does it mean? It just means that x belongs to 5. 5 means nothing. X doesn't get any values from these two, isn't it? Why? Because if you can see on a number line, here is 0, here is minus 1, somewhere here will be minus 5, and here is 1, 2, here somewhere is 3. It is saying x must be greater than 3. Okay, exclude 3, move rightward. Now it is saying x must be less than minus 5. Exclude minus 5. So what is common in these two? Nothing, isn't it? So no values of x are possible from this equation, isn't it? So our next possible equation could be, now suppose x minus 3 can also be negative, and if x minus 3 is negative, then x plus 5 must be positive, isn't it? Now this says x less than 3 and x is greater than minus 5. Now if you again see on this same number line, we can see that for this, if I represent here now, then what? X is less than 3, exclude 3, less than 3. Now x is greater than minus 5 in the second part. So it says exclude minus 5, proceed rightward. Now all these are the possible answers, isn't it? So my final answer will be from minus 5 to 3, excluding both. Okay, so this is the possible answer. So from the second equation we have got an answer, but from the first one we get no answer. So you need to solve both these, because you don't know whether this can give you an answer or not. When you will solve, then only you will get to know that whether any answer is possible or not. So as of now, from this one, what we are getting is x belongs to 5. 5 means x doesn't have any possible values out of this equation. Okay, so similarly we can solve more questions if we get. Now suppose if it would have been given greater than 0. Okay, let us solve that one also. Suppose if this was given greater than 0, now what can happen? The first thing that can happen is x minus 3 is greater than 0 and x minus 3 is greater than x minus 5 is also greater than. Obviously if x minus 3 is positive, then x minus 5 needs to be positive also, then only the product of both these would be positive, isn't it? Now if this happens, then x is greater than 3 and x is greater than 5. So this yes, obviously you are getting a value from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first part says x must be greater than 3. Exclude 3, proceed rightward. Okay, now the second part says x is greater than 5. Exclude 5, proceed rightward. Obviously both these are the common parts. Up till infinity you can go, means from 5 to infinity. Exclude 5, exclude, obviously you cannot touch infinity, so you need to exclude infinity also. So these are the possible values. So x belongs to this and x belongs to R. Okay, now what is the second part? The second possibility could be what? Suppose this was the first possibility. Now the second possibility is, suppose x minus 3 is less than 0. X minus 3 is negative. If x minus 3 is negative, then your x minus 5 needs also to be negative, isn't it? Negative when multiplied together will give you a positive number. So now what we are getting here is x is less than 3 and x is less than 5, isn't it? So now exclude 3, proceed leftward, exclude 5, proceed leftward. So these are will be the possible values. Now means what? X belongs to exclude 3 and move on towards minus of infinity, and x belongs to R. I have already discussed about these symbolization in my previous videos. You can check it out there, that how can we represent any solution set like this form, in this form. Okay, so now this is the common part. Okay, so in this case from both these equations we are getting answers, isn't it? So all these could be the possible answers for this question. Okay, so this is how we solve such kind of inequations when two numbers are given with a product sign and either positive or negative. This is how we find the solution set. Now in the upcoming videos I will be solving the exercises, that exercise 4a, 4b, and if any other question if you have, then please comment, write down in the comment section below. I will solve that question also, and if required I will definitely make another video, a separate video for that if you ask. Okay, so as of now for this video that's all. Now see you again in the next video. Thank you.